I think loneliness in motherhood is one of the unintended consequences, or maybe consequences by design, of the nuclear family. Because in a nuclear household, it runs pretty much like a nation state within itself, right? You have the ruler, the king, which is the man, the groundskeeper, caretaker, child care worker, that's the mom, and the children as subjects underneath. Or at least that's the traditional power structure. But when you talk to moms, especially stay-at-home moms, you'll find out that loneliness and isolation is a huge part of things that they have to combat now that they're staying home with children all the time. There really isn't this sense of community caregiving that you would get in either a walkable city, town, or a multi-generational household. And although I'm not entirely sure if this was by design or just like a serendipitous consequence of this, women have a hard time making community and building those villages that we know are so important to child development and satisfaction in motherhood, leading to greater mental health decline and identity crises in mothers. Humans are social creatures, and women are uniquely social. We are much more verbal than our male counterparts, and when it comes to raising children, that used to be and should be a group activity. So a woman alone, isolated in her home with only her children, is not the ideal way to be raising kids. And perhaps the reason why this is by design is because women are the culture keepers of a society. We're the nurturers, we're the caretakers, we're the culture builders, the history keepers. And if you keep women isolated, and if you keep women out of community with each other, you have a much better way of maintaining the power structure of keeping a man in charge. This is also why socially we look down at activities that are female-centered, like things like gossip have a negative connotation, because that is how news and history used to seep from one community to the other through the talking and the communication of women groups. But that's a whole other subject we can get into another time. So if you feel lonely in motherhood, if you feel isolated and alone and like you've lost your identity because you're stuck at home by yourself, just know that that's not the intended way humans are meant to raise children. And you feel that way because somewhere deep in your body knows that too.